I want us to do a very quick analysis today on gold. And of course, I'm going to start from the daily time frame and see what price has for us. I'm going to mark, some key levels and just follow along, right? Yeah, and as usual, guys, I'm just going to incorporate trend line and ICT or even SMC, right? So yeah, let's get into it. So what do I see first? The first thing that I see, basically, we had this right here. Right here we had a very good continuation pattern, and then gold pushed all the way up, right? So now all this was just an impulse. So probably gold is trying to give us, kind of a continuation or a correction. Let's just call it a correction. So yeah, if we add our trend starting from this level as our previous swing low, let's just have it all the way, something like that. So yeah, so now we've seen gold gave us a higher low right here, higher high, higher low right there, higher high. So my anticipation is to see that gold might try to pull back to give us a higher low right there before maybe looking for another swing position, right? So I don't know, let me see. I think that's not necessary. Good. Now since we have that, and let's go to the H4 now. Going to the H4, we can add more trends, but before we add trends, I think we should adjust this trend line of ours. The reason why I'm adding this trend line is just to see where we are. I need to see the position that we're currently cruising at before making my decision. Because why? You might be looking for sell while the market is doing something different. You might be looking for buys when price is doing something different, right? So this is it. So yeah, I've seen that gold has broken out of this trend, which is a very good thing, correct? Now let me just adjust this and maybe have it right here. Now once we have this is now the time to start looking for those ICT kind of thing. So yeah, over here this was the beginning of our impulse phase, so I think I should have it right there, and maybe mark it, call it an impulse, have it locked and call it an impulse right there. That was the beginning of our impulse phase, and right here I think we also need to cater for this level, some maybe an order block zone. Let's just cater for that zone, taking care of everything including the wicks, something like that. Now that's amazing. Good. Now let me see over here where we had another impulse phase. How many? All right, okay, let's just do these two from that. All right, so now I'll go to the H1 and try to see what gold has for us, correct? And right now I can try to flip my screen, something like this, and try to follow along. So yeah, over here I've seen gold created a new low. Remember, I've flipped my screen, then a high, low, and of course high, so probably high. Good. Now at the same time we can cater for this zone right here. Let's just mark out that zone, because that's also another that's also another level that we had an impulse phase, so I can call that an impulse right there. So what am I looking for now? First things first, I want to see reaction around this zone right here. That's the first thing I want to see, correct? Now already gold is dropping, then of course right here we have a double bottom. My screen is flipped, guys, right? So this is a double bottom right here. The screen is flipped, so gold is pushing up, right? So good. Now what I want to see is reaction around this level where we had our impulse field right there. Now if gold breaks out of this zone, the next key level I want to watch out for should be this zone right here. Why? If I see confirmation that she's ready for sales, then this should be a very good zone to look for my sales, something like this, correct? But let me just remove this. If I see gold doing this, coming back to my impulse zone, all this level right here, and giving me a confirmation that she's ready to drop from this zone, then think that is a level that I'm going to consider looking for my sell entry properties, right? So that is what I'm seeing on gold. But then let's see on 15 minutes what price is telling us, and once again I'm going to flip my joint, something like this. So what am I looking for, guys? Let me remove this. I say understand how price approaching the key level that we just drawn. So yeah, I have this level right here drawn as my key level. Let me just cater for everything right there. I have that level drawn as my key level. So the thing is, I want to see reaction around that level. So right now, once I see gold breaking out over this low right here, this is a high. Basically the screen is flipped, right? I'm talking about the moment I see gold breaking out of this, boom, then that calls for another trend line, meaning, let me just have this, meaning gold would have created a new swing low right here. This is a low, screen is flipped. Let me not confuse you guys, right? So this is a swing high, then this is a swing low. Gold would have created this as a swing low. So the moment it breaks, this is what I was talking about. I want to see, you know, gold coming back to this impulse level that I've marked. Then now comes back. Let me just delete these two. Let me remove this. Then once I see reaction, I mean once gold touches this trend, I want to see reaction around this level. And if I get a confirmation, then this is when I'm going to look for my sell position, right? That is all I'm waiting for, guys. Wait for gold to break out of that zone, because it's very, very important. The moment it takes out this level right here, that's all I'm waiting for. It's going to be a confirmed swing low being created. Let me just adjust this right there. But as of now, this trend line right here doesn't make sense, right? Until it takes out this level right here. The moment it takes out this high, then that is when I should be, you know, calling this trend line sensible, right? So with that being said, I think I just want to add gold right now to my waiting list. Let me add it to my waiting list, and yeah, right there, waiting list right there, and wait for those kind of reaction. At the same time, let me see. Okay, we had a zone right here, but yeah, for me, I'm just waiting for this impulse zone to see a reaction around that zone. So but then gold is looking so nice. Let's talk about GU, you understand? And I'm going to start from the daily. Let's start from the daily time frame and see what price has for us. So real quick, let me just reset this joint right there. Now if you watch my last video, I also talked about reaction on this level, and if it broke, we were to come and, you know, retest this level right here. And I think that is what GBPUSD did for us, right? Now at the same time, we can call this as a new high, something like this. But then I've not talked about buys on gold. Before we continue on this analysis, let's talk about potential buys, right? Let's talk about potential buys. So for a good confirmation that she is ready for buys, gold has to just take out of this gold has to take out this level right here, right? So it has to go all the way, you know, something like this, then take out that high, come back for a retest, then, you know, that will be a good confirmation that she's ready to go up. But by anticipation, I think we might be going back to retest this trend line of ours, or this support right there. But then at the same time, it might not just go back and retest this level, right? This might be the case. Gold might just continue going up once again, false break, they now start consolidating, you know, to do all this madness before now going up. Because to my understanding, you know, looking for sales on gold is not something advisable. That is based on my, and in fact that is just my opinion, right? Just my opinion. Look, I never want to look for sales on gold, because you never know, anytime from then she might just change direction, right? So yeah, let's continue on GBPUSD and see what gold, I mean come on, what GU has for us. Correct. Okay, the first thing, I think I should just remove this right there, and say we had this as a continuation. We had that, and I think flipping the screen is something amazing. We had that as a very good continuation right there. left shoulder head, possible Quasimodo pattern, and now all we've seen GU giving us an impulse phase correction, impulse phase. So as usual, we anticipate a correction pullback before we go all the way down, not up. Screens flip. But then sometimes the market won't pull back, to come back. Sorry, the market won't pull back to go back to test this trend line. It might just give us a pullback, probably around 50%, something like this. Then boom, continue, right? So with that being said, let's see H4 and see what price has for us. Guys, I have a Telegram channel. In fact, before we proceed, let me show you my Telegram channel. I did give out a signal, and I think she's playing out nicely. And right here, this was a very good signal. Or odd, was it odd? No, we had AUD right here. So yeah, this is when I said this was on October 28th, when I told my gang, yo, my long position on odd NZD had been triggered, and I gave them the TP and stop loss right there, right? And this was around 4 p.m. and later around 5. Well, no, that's another one. In fact, this is another one. This is odd card. Odd card was taken way back. Odd card, yeah. Odd card was taken on 23rd, right? And she's still playing out nicely. And then this is my odd NZD right here on 28. So yeah, this is odd card position. You guys can confirm that. At the same time, we had AUD NZD started playing out nicely, and right there I also take the trade. I don't just talk. And right here, price was playing out around 612 points. And this is AUD NZD once again updating, floating 924 points. And these were all my position. You guys can just pause the video and confirm that these trades were taken. I'm not just talking without evidence. Okay, I'm waiting for that to load. Why is she taking time? But anyway, yeah, this was news coming in. But yeah, that is it. So my Telegram channel should be, link should be in the description box below. Don't go to Telegram and search Fast and FX. You will get scammed. We have so many people trying to use my name, but then that's not me. My Telegram link is only in the description box below, so you can check that out, right? So yeah, I was saying, right here we have a swing low. Remember, this is a swing high. Screen is flip. Swing high, swing low. Screen is flip. That blah 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 blah. So yeah, as I was saying, over here, all these, I call these as an impulse, right? All this as an impulse. So my anticipation is just wait for a pullback. Once I get that pullback, then that's going to be a very good confirmation to look for my sell position. Screen is flip, guys, so don't think these are buy. Screen is flip, something like this. Look for my sell position and take it all the way down, right? Another thing, let me just show you. We had this as a trend which was broken. So yeah, I think that makes sense. And over here, if you guys can see, we had a possible, in fact that's not a possible, this is a course model right there, boom 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 boom. So yeah, just like I said, correction is all that is needed on in fact I don't need to go to lower time frame. So yeah, I think I'm adding GBPUSD2 to my waiting list. Let me remove this. So all is left is just wait for it to do its thing. Pullback, that's all I need, pullback. And then yeah, before that pullback, let's see if we can add ICT, right? I think that's it. So over here we can say we have the beginning of I can remove this. Let me remove that. We can say this is the beginning of our impulse phase. We can call this an impulse, and of course this zone right here too, this is also another order block zone or even retracement. I don't know if this was 50%. Let me see. In fact, guys, this is exactly how I do my analysis, but then I'm not going to show you how I enter my trade because that's my secret sauce. If you want to learn how I do execute the last confirmation that I look for, before opening my position, guys, you should just check out my Telegram, right? Join the gang, and I'll show you how I do my execution. I can call this retracement right there. I can call that retracement. Did I call it retracement? Retracement, yes sir. I can call that retracement, mark that. Good. Now, like I said before, all I need to see is just a pullback, and then in fact this should be a very good zone to look for my sell position. But right, sometimes the market won't come back all the way to this level, right? Because why? We also have this zone right here. For those I think this one, you guys who trade ICT or SMC, you call this as a BOS, break of structure. But then I don't need this. I understand market move, right? So I don't need, in fact, even all this, I don't need all this theories. But then it's just for you guys to understand what I'm seeing, why I'm waiting for, market reaction around those levels. So these are just order block zone, right? So yeah, like I say, sometimes the market won't pull back all the way, right? At the same time, you'll see there's also another trend right here. Let's just have it right there, right? So remember, we had this as our first trend, something like this, right? So something like that. So sometimes the market, like I said, the market won't pull back all the way up, right? The market might just pull back maybe around this, but respecting that trend, then boom. At the same time, price might not go back to test the trend. So for me, based on my price action, I'm just understanding. Like I say, I'm understanding how price is pulling back, and that is all I need. The moment I understand how price is doing that, then loading my weapon and get ready to strike. So that is all I see, right? So guys, check out my Telegram link in the description box below, and also all the best and adios amigos.